So I think we started Norton's theorem.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So everyone got the logic how to find the Norton's theorem? So what was the difference between Thevenin's to Norton's here? So there you used to find VTH. Instead of that, wherever load is there, in case of Norton's, you need to do short circuit current. So you need to find the short circuit current. That itself is an extra thing. So apart from that, finding RTH is same, right? So whenever you have what? Voltage source
will be shorted and current source will be open, sir.
Open circuit, correct. So that is a way you to calculate your logic. If they ask you from Norton to get you the Thevenin's, so what is the thing I told you?
Apply source transformation, sir.
Good. So you need to apply source transformation logic and you have to get the answer. Okay. So I think we have solved how many problems here? 1 or 2? 2 problems, huh?
Yes, sir. 3.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's proceed. So today we'll try to solve. I think I solved one problem based on AC also.
Yes, sir.
So I hope everyone got how to solve AC problem also. So let's proceed with the next part. We will try to do dependent problems today. Okay. Write on the question. Find the current through. Find the current through. Just a minute. Find the current through 16 ohm resistor. Find the current through 16 ohm resistor using Norton's theorem. Using Norton's theorem. So write on network. So network is given with dependent source. So across 16 ohm. So 6 is here, 16 is here. So this is 16, this is where your Ix flows and this is your 6 ohm. So this is a given electrical network. So stick on to the procedure here. Question is written here, everyone? Written the question? What type of dependent source it is?
Current dependent current source.
Good. So current dependent current source. So you stick on to the procedure. What does the procedure says? To find the Norton's equivalent circuit, we need to find a short circuit current. So where is the load now? Load is across 16 ohm, right? So they are given clearly. You have to find the current across 16 ohm means this. So this will be your load now. I am going to do what? So remove that resistor and perform your short circuit current. So this is what I want now. So now look at the circuit carefully. So it is your super mesh concept. Super mesh is there or not?
Yes.
So you stick on to the procedure. See, if you want to apply using nodal analysis also, you can do it. So how many nodes you have? Only one node, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So you remember whenever you solve Thevenin's and Norton's, you have to consider the entering current equals to leaving current concept. Okay. So if you go with that, you can have only one node you can solve. Or you go with your mesh analysis logic. So how many currents you have? I1 is there, I2 is there. So what is the first equation? Which current is matching now?
I1 minus I2 is equal to 0.
I1 minus
I2.
So this is flowing across the same direction, what we assume. So first equation is I1 minus I2 is equal to 0.8 times of Ix. So before going to solve, so what is Ix now? Where is Ix here? So I gave Ix across where?
16 ohm.
Nothing but here only, correct? So I can take Ix is equal to I2 only.
Yes, sir.
So we know that
Yes, sir.
Ix and your short circuit current both are same. So across this, which is a mesh current, I2, so I can write Ix is equals to I2. So what will happen for first equation now? I1 minus I2 is equals to 0.8 times of I2. Okay. So we pull this side. So it becomes I1 minus 1.8 I2 equal to 0. So this is what your first equation now. Aaron, agree with this? Is it fine till here?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So once you made the super mesh concept, you can eliminate this. So now stick on to the procedure. So apply your super mesh equation and tell me what is the equation. So start from that minus 10. So super mesh equation. Super mesh minus 10
I1
I1 minus 6
10.
I2. So same thing comes there plus 40 equal to 0. So from this we can simplify minus 10 I1 minus 6 I2 equals to minus 40. So you can keep this as it is or you can multiply completely towards minus and you can make everything also plus, not a problem. So now solve equation 1 and 2 and tell me what is I1 and I2 answer.
I1 is 3 ampere, sir.
3 amps. Okay, good. I2
And
is
I2 is 1.66 ampere.
1.66 amp. So both you get positive current only.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
it means the assumption what we have taken is correct. So if it was negative, assumption should be reversed. That's it. That is the only thing you should be having awareness. So others, everyone got the same answer? Your friend told the answer I1 and I2. Is it okay till here? Ellargu bantandra answer?
Yes, sir.
So I can conclude here. So I2 is nothing but your short circuit current, nothing but your Norton current. Agree? So Norton current is 1.66 amp. Any doubts, anyone? So if you are good at mesh analysis, do like this. If you're good at KCL, you can apply nodal analysis also. You'll get same answer. So whichever you feel comfortable, go with that because both have been taught to you. Only logic you should remember in case of nodal is what? You should go with method 1. Entering current is equal to leaving current. Okay, fine. So what is next procedure? I need to find R equivalent. So what I should do now? How will you find R equivalent now? Because you can't eliminate what?
Dependent source.
What? You can't eliminate the impedance, I mean the current source which was dependent, right? So let me go back to the question now to find your RTH. So what was the rule we followed in Thevenin's? Do you remember? Whenever you have a dependent problem, what is the concept you applied? RTH is equal to VTH by what? R is equals to V by I.
R equivalent by, yes.
Correct, appa? So same way here also you need to apply that logic and we already got this. See, I need to find R equivalent now. So formula is voltage by current. So current is nothing but this. So voltage will be your open circuit voltage. So VTH. Correct? So you need to find that, then only you can be able to get the R equivalent. So that is the only change you need to have when you do with your Norton concept. So VTH by I you did earlier, no? In Thevenin's, same logic here. So where is the current source? It was here. Arrow mark. Did I get downwards or upwards?
Downwards, sir.
What was the value here?
Downwards.
0.8 IX, sir.
0.8.
0.8 Ix upper. So now in place of load to find this VOC, I need to connect VOC here. Yeah. So now stick on to the procedure. How will you calculate now? So stick on to the same procedure. So if you apply mesh analysis, mesh 1 and mesh 2, again same logic will come. But look at this. Do you have I2 current now?
No, sir.
So I2 will be 0 because we are given open circuit voltage. So there is no short circuit here. So open circuit means your Ix is 0. If Ix is 0, it means I2 is 0. If I2 is 0, Ix is 0, then there is no picture of this current source only. Agree?
Yes, sir.
So now this completely goes off. So you can mention here. So Ix is equal to 0. So that is also equal to I2 also equal to 0. So then this goes off. So you have only one mesh now. Yeah. Apply this and give me the answer. Check out the answer, everyone. I want to find the voltage now. What is open circuit voltage? Anyone got the answer? What is the answer for VOC here?
Sir,
40
is it only
volts.
40, sir?
You will get same, right? See, the concept is simple. When there is no flow of current, I can tell current is equal to 0 amp. So it means what? Across 6 ohm, across 10 ohm, there is no current. It means same 40 volt itself is VOC. Artha aita? Is it fine, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So directly I can write, since the current is 0, VCO, open circuit voltage is equals to 40 volt. So what is the thing you want? You want R equivalent. So R equivalent formula written VOC by Norton current. So you got 40, Norton current you got 1.66. How much here? 40 by 1.66 is upon
24.096 volts, ohms, sir.
good. So 24.09, 24.09 ohm. So this is your R equivalent. So what is the ultimate goal? I need to write an equivalent circuit, right? So write an equivalent circuit. We should have a current source and direction was 1.66. So for this parallel, I should connect this 24.09 whatever you got. Okay. So 16 ohm will comes here. So you need to find across 16. I told you to apply what type of constant current and one branch current you can go with what branch current formula. So branch current is so main current is 1.66 into is 24.06 divided by. So can you remember this formula here? Do you remember this formula?
Sir.
Now across 16 ohm. What is the answer? Am I audible here? Is it fine? What is the answer across this? Apply the logic of your branch current and get me the current across 16 ohm. How much?
0.997, sir.
0.997. 0.997 amps. So this is the current which is flowing across your what?
16 ohm.
16 ohm resistor. Okay. For the same question, if they ask you to get the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, so what you should do? Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So you have to convert this to
Voltage source, sir.
yeah, you do that also because you'll get in habit whenever they ask for the Norton question to get the equivalent Thevenin. So apply your source transformation logic and get the answer of VTH for me. So convert this. So you're going to get plus minus. So and there is one resistor and one load is there. So what is the value of this VTH here? I into R, 1.66 into 24.09. How much here?
39.98, sir.
39.98, sir.
39.98. Whatever supply, you can look at this. Is it approximately 40 volt now?
Yes, sir.
So you can cross check like this, whatever we have done right or wrong. See, such kind of options are there for few problems. You can make yourself that what you written in the exam is right or wrong. So you got approximately 39.98 is nothing but 40 volt only. So we start with 40 volt and we got the same equivalent voltage. So we have proved both Norton's and Thevenin's voltage will be same. Is it fine here? So this is your Thevenin's equivalent circuit and this is your Norton's equivalent circuit. So just have an idea how to solve this. So I hope everyone got how to solve a different problem now. Shall I give one more problem? Any doubts, anyone till here? If anybody have doubts, you can ask here. Okay, so go with the next one. Obtain Norton's equivalent circuit. Obtain Norton's equivalent circuit across the terminal A and B. Obtain Norton's equivalent circuit across the terminal A and B for the network shown below. For the network shown below. Hence, find the current across 5 ohm resistor. Find the current across 5 ohm resistor. And also draw its Thevenin's equivalent circuit. And also draw its Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay. So put on the network. So they are given network here. This is 4. So different source is given here. Whatever circuit they give, stick on the procedure here. So your 5 ohm is here and this is terminal A and B. So the value of supply is 20 volt. Question is visible? Everyone? Is it visible here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now they are given across AB, nothing but across AB is your load, 5 ohm load, correct? So what is the first step? So before that, what type of dependent source they are given?
Current dependent voltage source, sir.
Current dependent current source.
Good. So that current is depending where now? Across which resistor?
6 ohm resistor, sir.
Across 6 ohm resistor. Good. So what is the first step to find your Norton's equivalent circuit? So replace your load with short circuit. Okay. So I told you assumption, if it is not given, we can make our assumption. After finding the answer, if you get negative, the direction should be reversed. That's it. So it doesn't mean that answer is wrong. Okay. Fine. So now tell me how to solve this. So can you find any changes will happen to network now? Look at network carefully.
Yes, sir. The current Ix will be 0 as there is a short circuit, sir.
See, this is the thing. This is called as what type of resistor I told you?
Redundant resistor.
Very good. So 6 ohm is called as redundant resistor. So whenever there is a wire, it's just a wire connection. That's it, right? So for wire, any parallel RLC elements are there, we can neglect it. I think in the previous problem it was 5 plus 5j. Correct? When you solve
Yes,
The
sir.
problem on AC, we had a concept of 5 plus 5j. So like this, where was there? That time also we are eliminated. Okay. So you need to make a statement since 6 ohm resistor is redundant to your short circuit current, that is equal to 0. So it means this goes off. So if this goes off means, yeah. So how many mesh you have? Only one mesh. Can I call it as I? Yes or no, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So apply your mesh analysis logic and get me the answer. So if we trace from here, so before that, what is Ix equals to now? So can I tell Ix itself is equals to I?
Sir,
Correct,
Ix
na?
is dependent upon the short circuits current, no, sir. I mean the current across the 6 ohm, no, sir.
Yes. So that will come if 6 ohm is into picture. If 6 ohm itself is not there, can I treat Ix as what? Correct, Jayant?
Yes, sir.
So you will be having only one current. Okay. So check out what is the answer. See, if your dependent source Ix is 0, then what will happen for your dependent source? Is it considered?
No,
Look at
sir.
everyone. We
No,
are
sir.
say Ix is 0 in this, right? Because of this redundant circuit, Ix becomes 0. If Ix is 0, do you have a picture of this? Is a question.
No, sir.
So it
No,
means I
sir.
can short circuit, right? See, if it is depending on current, then only there is no concept of doing short circuit of independent or dependent source. Am I clear to everyone now? So if it
Yes,
is
sir.
depending, so now there is no Ix in the picture only. So it means I can take this as a short circuit because it is a voltage. If it was current, I could have made an open circuit. Understood here, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? See, be clear with this type of problem. Whenever you find such kind of problem, just check out what is your dependent current. If dependent current itself is 0, then there is no meaning of your source of dependent. So it is become short circuit. So now directly I can write this Is is equals to In. Nothing but only one mesh current, no. So there is no need to apply mesh also. It is just I is equals to V by R. Sorry and wrong?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So what is short circuit current or Norton current? I is equals to V by R. So 20 by 4. How much?
5 amperes, sir.
5
5.
amperes.
So you're going to get current as 5. Any doubts, anyone, with this procedure what I told you? Just check out. See, if it is depending on something, then only we told that we can't do any short operation or open circuit. If it is nowhere in the picture, then straight away you can perform. So the one category is done. Finding Norton current. What is next step? You need to find R equivalent. So for that you need to find what here? VOC? Yes or no? So to find VOC, consider back the circuit, how it was. So it was minus plus. What was the value given?
6 Ix, sir.
6 Ix. Then consider back your register. 6 and Ix is towards downward as given the question. And this should be replaced with, load should be replaced with VOC. Yeah. So now apply the logic. So if I say nodal analysis, only one node is there. If you go mesh analysis, only one mesh is there because second mesh current is 0. Sarinappa? Even if you consider I1 and I2, what is I2 equals to?
0, sir.
0.
0. So what is Ix now? Can I treat Ix as I1 only?
sir.
Correct?
Yes,
Na?
sir.
So apply mesh analysis
Sir.
now. So minus 2 plus is plus. So 6 Ix. Then again, so this side nothing is there. So minus 6, only I1 is there. See, actually earlier, if this was short circuit, then you could have done this 6 ohm, which belongs to first mesh and second mesh. But now I2 is 0 because of this open path. So across 6, only I1 will flow. Cut and draw. So next is plus 20 minus 4 I nothing but I1 is equal to 0. So what is your Ix now? Can I call Ix is equals to I1 also? Agree here? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer?
Same, sir. I1 is equals to 5 amperes, sir.
I am, sir.
5 amp. So I can tell Ix and I1 both are same. So I am going to get 5 amp. Any doubts? Anyone till here? So after solving this, after substituting I1 in this 6, so you're going to get the same answer. So we have found the current. But what we want?
Open circuit voltage, sir.
We want to find VOC. So what is VOC equals to? So VOC is here across this. So it means 6 into which current? 6 into Ix. Second row.
Yes, sir.
This voltage is equals to I into R. So I is Ix, R is 6 ohm. So from this we already found Ix is same as I1. So just substitute that. Is it equal to 30 volt?
Yes, sir.
So any doubts anyone? So what is next? R equivalent. R equivalent is equals to VOC divided by Norton current. So 30 divided by 5. How much? Is it 6 ohm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts anyone till here? You got the logic how to find the Norton's concept for independence or dependent problem. So once this is done, what is the next part? You need an equivalent circuit here. Equivalent circuit breakdown. So current source. So Norton current, how much you got? It was 5. And for this, so the assumption what we have made, it is correct because we got positive answer, right? So it is correct assumption. So the load was 5 ohm. So this is your AB. So how will you find now? Again same logic. So this is the current what I want, load current or IL. IL is equals to main current is 5, opposite Everyone got the formula for your current. Is it audible here? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope everyone got the concept of current divide rule. What is the answer? How much?
2.72 amperes, sir.
0.72 amps.
2.72.
2 point, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 2.72 is answer across this 5 ohm resistor. So that is not the end of a problem. See, this is what one more mistake you will commit. You should read the question carefully. You will just go with heading Norton's, you will find and you will wind up. Read the question completely. They will be giving extra thing also. If they ask you to convert to equivalent Thevenins, it will be carrying 2 to 3 marks. So totally 10 to 12 marks you have to get means you have to read the question completely, then answer according to it. So now they have asked you to get the equivalent also, correct? So get the equivalent Norton's to Thevenin's now. So you need to write a statement. This is your Norton's equivalent circuit. So for that Thevenin's equivalent circuit is what? So convert that to your VTH. Check out what is VTH here. R equivalent is 6 and load is here.
30 volts, sir.
30 volts. Just multiply 6 5s up. So VTH is equals to I into R. So I'm going to get 30 volt. So any doubts? Anyone till here? So I hope everyone got the logic of finding Norton's theorem for both dependent, independent, as well as we've solved few AC analysis problem also. So I hope everyone done till here. Is it fine here? Is it fine? Shall I move on to next theorem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the last theorem left out in this chapter is called as maximum power transform theorem. I'll repeat, maximum power transform theorem. See, we have covered 5 theorems, huh? Yeah, 5 or 4. So we started with superposition, then we went through with your Millman, then Thevenin's, Norton's. So one more last left out is maximum power transform theorem. That is nothing new. Only extra thing is for the Thevenins, whatever things you've done for the Thevenin's circuit, you need to calculate the power delivery. So what is the power across the load? So we have a formula to find that. Just make a note of the formula, then you can get the answer. So there is no new concept to be learned in this. Only thing you should know the formula to find the power, because that power formula involves your Thevenin's equivalent circuit, VTH. So you already know how to find the VTH, right? So using that same procedure, repeat and get the things in the formula, you can get the power. Okay. Go to next heading as maximum power transform theorem. Maximum power transform theorem. Just make a note of a statement and formula here. So they may ask you to state and prove. I told already proof I am going to send after all the theorems. So we are going to prove how generally. So instead of putting values like this, so you have to pick the values as R1, R2, and we have to write the formula. That is what the proof. Okay. Statement for your maximum power transform theorem. Hold on. In an active network, in an active network, maximum power transfer to the load, maximum power transfer to the load takes place, maximum power transfer to the load takes place when the load impedance is complex conjugate, when the load impedance is complex conjugate of an equivalent impedance, complex conjugate of an equal impedance as from the terminal of the load.
Sir, can you repeat again, sir?
Am I just here? Yeah? You want me to repeat?
Your voice is
Yes, sir.
breaking.
Voice is breaking down, sir.
Okay. Let me repeat once more. So statement, if they ask you for 2 marks, the statement is in an active network, maximum power transfer to the load, takes place when the load impedance is complex conjugate, when the load impedance is complex conjugate of an equivalent impedance, complex conjugate of an equivalent impedance of the network as viewed from the terminals of the load, as viewed from the terminals of the load. See, the meaning is you'll be having n number of circuit here. Okay, so here I'll be having my load ZL. Okay, so this is your complex conjugate. So I hope you know what is the meaning of complex conjugate, right? Which has your real term, imaginary term. Okay, so we are going to consider your ZL as complex conjugate of that. Am I clear with the statement, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So here you can take ZL as RL into XL. So this is a complex conjugate. So we'll just write a formula here. So this is generalized proof. So I told I will send a pic later. So just make a note of a formula. So to find the power, the maximum power, so the formula is, so Pmax is equals to VTH square divided by 4 RL, 4 times of your load resistor. So VTH square divided by 4 times of RL. Okay, so this is a formula you need to make use to get the maximum power in a given network. So concept remains same. You need to solve the way you're solving your Thevenin's. So if you know Thevenin's, if you remember this formula, you can solve your maximum power transfer theorem also. Okay, so shall we move on to the problem directly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, written the question now. We'll try to solve one simple problem to understand the logic first. Then we'll increase the complexity. For the circuit shown below, what should be the value of R? I'll repeat. For the circuit shown below, what should be the value of R such that maximum power transfer can take place from the rest of the network to R, capital R. Obtain the amount of this power. Obtain the amount of this power. Written the question here. You want me to repeat? Is it fine? So now the condition is simple. They are given electrical network. Instead of giving the value of load, they are asking for U only. Means you need to find R equivalent. That's it. So how to find your R equivalent? You know the procedure, no? Same concept. You just need to find what is the equivalent resistor and apply the VTH and get the formula in power. Is it fine? Shall we go ahead with the problem?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Run the network. So network is given like this. So they are given a current source of 5 amp. So there is a parallel resistor 2 amp. So this is a junction where you are load now. So A and B. So this is your R. And this is your 5 ohm, 10 ohm with a voltage source of 24. So is it visible here? Question is visible clearly? What I wrote? Visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Write on the question first. We will stick on with the procedure, what we used to find. So the ultimate goal is to find the power. So formula to find the power, I told you, it says VTH squared divided by 4 RL. So RL nothing but your R equivalent only. Both are same. Shall we proceed? So whenever you given the network, see you try to write the formula first. So it will be helpful for you to calculate. So maximum power VTH square divided by 4 times of RL. So RL nothing but R equivalent only. So whatever things you are going to find for this problem, that itself is R equivalent. So you can write 4L R equivalent also. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, so stick on to the procedure. So what is the first thing you need to find in Thevenin circuit? R equivalent. How will you find here? So wherever load is there, so this is a load, right? I am going to replace with what? R equivalent. And next thing is what? Wherever current source is there, open circuit, and wherever voltage is there, short circuit. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So wherever you have current source, open path, short circuit is. And now tell me what is parallel, what is series?
5 and 10 are in parallel, sir, and with 2 ohm resistor which is in series, sir.
So 5 and 10 will be parallel, correct? So from that parallel connection, I'm going to get one resistor here. Is that is series? Sure. Is it like this, right? See, I can't make this 2 and 5 directly because there is a junction here. So you make these two parallel first, then from that you can make a series combination. Agree, yeah? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, you can write R equivalent is equals to, so 2 plus means place series. So these two are in parallel. So 5 parallel with 10. Check out what is the answer? What is R equivalent here?
3.33.
3.33 ohm. See, I'm stressing, don't forget to mention the units. So you are going to lose half of marks. So be alert. Units are must for whichever value you write in the problem. So now we have found R equivalent. So this is nothing but your RL. Kata. Because nothing else is given in the load means I am going to treat RL itself as R equivalent. Is it fine? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So that itself is your R value. That is what first thing asked in the problem, right? You need to find what is the value of R. So R equivalent is equal to RL, R equal to R. All are same only. Okay, next. How will you find VTH now? How to find VTH? So replace back a network. So there was a current source, did I get upward? So 2 ohm, and this is the junction where I should mark VTH. Katapa. So 5 ohm is there and 10 ohm is there. And what about this supply? How much I get? Is it 24?
Yes, sir. 24.
Okay. Yeah. So this is how the things comes. Yeah. Now what you will do? It's left to you. Whether you want to apply mesh analysis or nodal analysis, you can go ahead and get me the answer of VTH. See, nothing new we are doing, everything already done. So same thing you are repeating to get the maximum power. That's all. Yeah. Check out what is the answer. So if you want to apply nodal, means this is V1, V2. So you have to find V1, V2, and in that VTH becomes what? V1 minus V2 na? Correct na yaar? Apply the logic, get me the answer. Whichever you want, you apply, whether you want mesh analysis or nodal, it's left to you. So if I take this as I1, so there is no current here, so this will be I2. So if you go with my mesh analysis, so do you want to apply mesh analysis for this first one?
No, sir.
So what is
No,
I1
sir.
I can write directly?
5 ampere, sir.
Good. So direction what we have chosen and what is given, both are matching. So both are in the same direction, right? So I can write positive.
Yes,
So
sir.
only thing we should apply mesh is here. So apply for this. So it's minus
Minus 1.6, sir.
I2, then minus 24 and minus 5, I2 minus I1 equal to 0. So what is I1 value? It's 5, right? So you can substitute the value here. So it become minus 5. Okay now? So solve this. Get me answer of I2. So minus 10 minus become minus 15 I2. And this is plus 5 minus means minus 19 equal to 0. So what is I2 now? I will think you'll get negative answer. How much I2?
Minus 1.6, sir.
Okay. So that minus because the assumption what we have taken and what is going is reverse. Correct? Now you can see here itself. See, if you go with entering logic, this is entering and this is coming in this way. So both are opposite. That's why you got negative. But answer is 1.6. Yeah. How will you find VTH now? What is VTH answer? What is the value of VTH? How much here? How to find VTH I told you? You need to find what is the voltage across this 2 ohm and what is the voltage across this 5 ohm. Cut up. Then you'll get this node voltages. Then you can get the answer. Am I correct? Everyone. Tell me what is VTH now?
Sir, 10 minus.
See, you got what I told, right? So this is
Yes,
your
sir.
A and B. So you need to find what is VAB. Sarinappa. So if you find, you have already found the current here, right? So this 2 ohm is between 2. So what is the voltage across this 2 ohm first? What is the voltage across this?
10, sir.
So you'll get 10 volt here. And what about voltage across this 5 volt?
8 volts, sir.
8 volts. Artha aitappa concept. See, to find the voltage across this terminal, you need to know what is the voltage across this node A and node B. That is why I told, if you want directly, you can apply KCL. Otherwise, apply mesh analysis, find the current, then from that voltage. So we got it's 10. How much current? 2 volt appa.
Yes,
You
sir.
understood what we did just now? Is it fine? Am I clear with the procedure here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So after finding VTH and after finding load, you can apply the formula. So maximum power is equals to, so VTH means it's 2 square divided by 4 RL, nothing but R equivalent only. So it's 4 by 4 into, what's the R equivalent you got? 3.33. So 4 get cancelled. What is 1 divided by 3.33? How much here?
0.300.
What watts upper? Only watts?
1 divided by 5.33, sir.
How much? See, 1 divided by
1
0.33.
divided by. No, sir. 5.33, sir.
R equivalent.
8.33, sir.
Oh, okay. 5.33. Yes. So you should take R equivalent.
0.187 watts, sir.
Mustafa?
0.187 watts, sir.
0.18 watts. So you want R equivalent. So R equivalent is 5.33. Is it fine, everyone? So this is 5.33. No, I think I wrote 3.33 here. This is 5.33, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts, anyone? Am I clear? So you got the logic how to solve the maximum power transform theorem now? Am I clear? Just stick on to the procedure. Whenever there's maximum power transform, you just need to remember the formula, apply the logic how we used to do in Thevenin's, get the answer. So today we'll just start with the basics problem. So tomorrow we'll go with the next type of problems. Am I clear? Any doubts, anyone till here?
No, sir.
Okay. So let me take attendance then.